Oh yeah, oh yeah. What's up, my people? Well, y'all see who it is. Y'all see who it is. Let me get one of these ones over here. Y'all see who it is. The king.
Man.
We got T.I. ATL. And we got Danny Carr in Birmingham.
Yep. I'm drinking Sprite, by the way, y'all.
And he drinking Sprite.
Drinking Sprite.
It's the king.
It looks like a drink, but it's Sprite.
Hey, I'm drinking water, so you know what it is. Danny, man, this is a day that I'm happy with, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man. I'm happy to be here, bro. I'm proud of the things you're doing, man. I mean, this podcast, getting information out to people, but at the same time, just, giving people positive vibes, but at the same time, still on the grind, man. That's a good thing, man. That's a good thing.
Man, look, I got some big shoes to feel coming behind you. I really, to be honest with you, I hate to do speeches behind you. Hey, I had to speak behind you for Judge Paul. I'm like, but you was already gone.
Yeah,
and then three more speakers spoke after you. So so when I got up there, I was the last. When they tried to make me first, I was like, no. I said, don't do that to me. I said, man, look, I'll go last.
Well, I know you had a lot of good stuff to tell them. They need to hear it. And, nowadays, man, with these young people,
you got to capture their attention quick. You got to.
Got to capture their attention quick. They know when you're BSing them.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You got to be just 100.
Man, I came so real with them, Danny.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
I said, let me ask y'all a question. Who all want to be leaders? Who all want to be followers?
Right.
A bunch of them raised their hand with three followers. But one of them shouted out, I want to be a leader and a follower. I said, boy, you smart. I said, boy, you smart. You know something.
That's right.
Man, I told him, I said, the ones who really want to be followers, who really is followers, you can tell because they ain't paid attention to nobody that's been up here.
Nobody.
I mean, all of them kind of got quiet. I said, they probably ain't going to pay attention to me. But in the end, a lot of them came up to me, man, wanted my number and stuff like that. A lot of them actually asked for friend requests on Facebook. So
really?
Yeah,
I've talked to a lot of those young guys since. One or two of them supposed to come out of office so we can talk.
They asked you some good questions.
They did. I want to take them on a tour of the office. I want them to see and understand, what hard work, how it can pay off. That it's not just the drug game. It's also the education game can pay off as well. So, and I hope to motivate some of them, man. I really do.
We got a little ahead of ourselves.
Oh.
But I ain't got to introduce this man. Some of y'all don't know who he is. This is Danny Carr. This is the Danny Carr. Danny, I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
What elementary school?
Council Elementary in Inslee.
Council, okay.
Yeah.
What middle school?
I went to Council then was always
K-8.
Okay,
K-8.
Okay. K-8. So I went from kindergarten to the 8th grade. And I guess, my church obviously is Macedonia in Inslee, which is right down the street.
Okay.
And they had a little pre-K thing, but then I went to Council and stayed there until I graduated.
All right, what high school?
Oh, the P.D. Jackson Nolan High School.
Okay, Jackson Nolan. Shout out to Jackson Nolan.
Nothing like the green and gold.
Well, I mean, Woodlawn really, got the green and gold. We let y'all have, we let y'all use it.
Well, it's so much history at J.O., and Woodlawn got some history, but I don't know if we got the history J.O. had.
Woodlawn got some strong history now.
Well, like I tell people, if you think about it, the first black female police chief came from Jackson.
We had Tony Nathan.
Yeah, but I'm talking about female police chief. That's real history, right?
That's right.
Y'all had Tony Nathan.
Yeah.
I mean, we had David Palmer.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. We talking about second in the Heisman.
Yeah.
First black head coach at UAB. Where? Mike Anderson. Jackson High School. Yeah, but he wasn't the first. But Carlos, my boy.
Yeah, Carlos, good dude, man. Shout out to Carlos, man.
Shout out to Carlos,
dude, man.
And I give you something that your people may not know. You said Tony Nathan.
Yeah.
The movie Woodlawn.
Woodlawn.
The movie Woodlawn. The barbershop scene was shot at my barbershop in Inslee.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, they did that whole scene. They came from California, did the entire scene there.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Shout out to you. Yeah. Your barbershop history. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So man, okay, so you went to Jackson Hole.
Yeah.
What college did you go to?
I went to Alabama State University.
Okay, ASU. All right.
On a basketball scholarship. I
Really?
still don't believe that.
Really?
I
Okay.
played 4 years at Alabama State.
Okay, you went down there when the Twins were down there with.
Yes.
So 2 Chainz was down there when you were down there.
2 Chainz was after me.
Oh, after you. Okay.
He was after me. He was after me.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, he was after me.
Man, that's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Well, man, look, I really have seen you come up through the ranks and make your way. See, a lot of folks don't know. I was in the presence and knew David Barber.
That's right.
I was also in the presence of
Brandon Falls.
Brandon Falls.
Right.
Yeah, he did. They did a thing in my shop and he was there. And
right.
you know, so now I'm in the presence of the king.
Oh man.
The king of the city.
No,
it's
man.
your city.
Hey, I'm just a guy just here trying to make a living, man.
Hey,
trying
man,
to figure out
listen,
from one step to the other, man.
You doing more than that, man. You got these folks like in the palm of your hand.
Well, that's kind of true.
Yeah,
I guess that part is true.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, it's interesting that, and I'm not gonna say this person's name, but one of the elected officials here, who also is in the legislature, but is also an attorney. It's funny that this person has been very critical in some instances of the criminal justice system and stuff. But this person texted me the other day out the blue and said basically, and I think I quoted, if I said it correctly, said, "I'm down here in Tuscaloosa dealing with the Tuscaloosa DA," and that person said, "The black folks in Jefferson County need to fall on their knees and thank God for you." Literally. And it just shocked me, just out the blue.
Yeah.
And I guess the contrast of dealing with them and their policies and dealing with me and the policies that we have in place, you know, I guess that person was just saying that, you know, people get a fair shake, one way or the other, you know, and that's important to me, that people get a fair shake. You're not going to please everybody. I get that.
Yeah.
You know, my job, people are supposed to hate you. You know, the DA people, the masses of the people are supposed to be upset with you because, you know, you're holding people accountable for the crimes that they commit, right? But the one thing that I realize is you can be tough on crime but still be fair. Yeah. And then you do that,
let people know that something you did this to yourself. You know,
absolutely.
You did this to yourself. Like you didn't have to do this. But you made this choice. Now I might give you a hard blow. I might not give you a hard blow. But you did this to yourself.
You know, and there are some crimes that you just can't come back from. And I tell young people this all the time. You decide to grab that gun and kill someone, and it's not self-defense or not justifiable, then, you know, you basically ended your life. Yeah. Just like you ended that person's life.
Now, if you get out, it's your choice.
It's your choice.
To come back and do the right thing.
Well, and most of the time, people commit those crimes. By the time they get out, they've been gone so long, man, life is passing by. Life is different. The circumstances are different. You know, you have categories of crime. You have low-level, non-violent offenses, like drug addiction. You know, we always talk about criminalizing addiction and is that effective? It's not really. It's not. You know, most people need help because they still have a chance to be productive members of society. They make a conscious decision to take a drug or use a drug that they get addicted to. But when you go out and you just blow somebody's brains out for no reason, or you stick a gun to an old lady here who's walking out of Walmart just minding her own business. You know, you kick a door into somebody's house and rape their kids and kill the family, all that kind of stuff that happen. You know, those are serious crimes. And you are a danger to the community. And, you know, my job at that point is to try to hold you accountable. And we do that. But at the same time, you get caught with some marijuana, we have to figure out a way to get you help, or figure out a way to put you in a diversion program, which we have all of those set in Jefferson County as well.
Man, listen. The programs that you have started, the programs that you have come to, the job fairs, the speaking engagement, the neighborhood and community things that you're doing, man. As a district attorney, we have never seen, I just told you I knew David Barber and Brandon Falls, they have never put into play none of the programs that you have put into play. And man, this right here has really been a big help. And then you're approachable. Right. So they know that they can come to you and say, listen, I just messed up and I just need some help. And
And
you're not so hard where you like, no. You know,
and sometimes when people say that and people acknowledge their wrongdoing versus making an excuse, when people acknowledge their wrongdoing, in my humble opinion, subjectively, I feel like they truly mean it.
Yeah.
Because it takes a lot for people to acknowledge that they were wrong.
Yeah.
Especially the criminal element.
Yeah.
They don't ever acknowledge that they're wrong. But you get some that do.
Yeah.
And, you know, when those people do that, you know, we try to make sure that we kind of level the playing field a little bit. There's always a victim involved sometimes. But I told some people the other day, you know, this job fair we did, the second chance job fair that we're doing in a couple of months again, when I said I was going to do that, that's one of the things I talked about on the campaign trail, that I was going to fix the way you fight crime. You fight crime by changing the trajectory of people's lives as well, giving them a second chance, giving fellas who come back, our returning citizens or what I call them, a second opportunity at life. And when you do that, you know what they do? They become your credible messengers in the community.
Yeah.
And we've had great success with that job fair. Did I get blowback initially? Of course. You know, it's Alabama. I'm one of the few Democrat elected DAs in the state. They don't look at things through the same lens I do. They didn't walk in the hood like I did. Their upbringing was different. Huh?
What was the blowback?
Well, just people. You know, people, Republican Party, different people. You know, that's not your space. That's not your job. Your job is to just fight crime, lock people up, you know, that kind of stuff. You know, because they don't look at it the way I do. That you'll be kind of turned soft on crime because you're doing things in the community.
You ain't soft on crime.
And they need to know. People need to understand that.
You ain't soft on crime.
One thing I'm not is soft on crime.
Yeah, you don't play.
You know, I'm fair, but I'm not soft on crime. But I just believe that this job fair has been huge, man, for the community. I mean, I've had guys. I've had guys come back to my office, man. This is a true story. Come back to my office with a paycheck, with their family, their daughter and their wife, and say, well, their fiance said, man, you changed my life, man. I'm going to show you this check. I'm going to pay it forward. Man, I thank God that you were born. I thank God you had the courage to take this position. And, man, you changed my life. And I'm going to go around and tell other young people, this is not the route to take, that you don't want to take my route. You want to be better than me. But having this job and having livable wages so I can take care of myself and my family has been huge and changed the dynamic of my whole family structure. So that's what we try to do. That's what we try to do with this job fair. And it's specifically aimed at second chance. Not second chance meaning a person who quit a job and just need another job. We're talking about people who are felons, right? People who have to go to interviews and be worried about their past indiscretions. At this fair, you don't. The employers, they understand and know that this is the target audience. And that's what makes this fair so unique. But we also invite anybody that needs another opportunity. But we want to make sure that we prioritize those people first.
Man, I remember when you was appointed and everything before you, and then you had to run, I guess. But a lot of people, I guess on the Republican side, some Democrat maybe, they try to give a lot of blowback, you know, behind that.
They did.
And when they saw that, this county was behind you for real, it was like, whoa.
They were shocked. And I can tell you, man, I've been in the room with some Republicans since that time, and they've openly acknowledged that they made a mistake. That during that time, if you remember, that was a governor's election year as well. And generally the DAs run at the same time throughout the state. But my election was a special election because the guy who got elected got removed. So it was just that race. And when I went to Montgomery, I had this portfolio set up, and I'll tell you something, you know, my mom and my daughter went with me. And I remember taking my daughter, went up there the night before. And that morning, my daughter and I never told this story publicly, my daughter and I were walking across to the Capitol, and it was about 8:45 or so, and we stayed at Embassy Suites. We had breakfast, went over, and I was just talking to her about, and she was younger then, I was just talking to her about historic moments and opportunity and working hard and believing in yourself and all this stuff, you know. And I walked in there, and they didn't let her in. Of course, she had to sit outside. And I was in the room, because I was the only African American in the room, and I had these portfolios set up, passed them out to each people, everybody in the room, like 6 people. And They never opened it. And I introduced myself, and one of the governor's advisors said, what do you don't want us to ask you? I said, well, I would like for you to not make this political. I would like for you to just ask me about my abilities and my credentials and what I've done to see if I'm the right person for the job. And he said, well, we won't be able to satisfy you with that, Mr. Carr. You know, we just want to ask you one thing. We can appoint you district attorney right now. We can have a press conference. You know, but you got to agree, you know, consider running as a Republican if you decide to run.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, my response to them was, look, you know, last Sunday I was in church and my pastor talked about integrity. And I can't leave my integrity in this office.
Mm-hmm.
Never looked at my stuff. The response was, anybody got any questions? No. I got up and left. And I had to walk back out that door and see my daughter sitting out there. And I knew at that point, you know, what this was all about.
Yeah.
But I also knew this. I thought about a lot of people in this community. A lot of people who know who I am and what I'm about.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people such as yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that stood up and said, hey man, you know, run.
Yeah.
We behind you.
We're
We're gonna do what we need to do.
Yeah.
So for that, I'm always grateful, man. Always grateful.
Man, I like I said, man, I've seen you do a lot of stuff in this city, man. And we mostly at all of the same events.
Right.
and man, just to see the room light up when you come in, you know, just see some of the speeches. Like I said, I don't like to speak behind you. You know, I'm not a public speaker, but for some reason
you do a great job, man. You do a great job.
Well, man, just to see you speak, man, just you know, cause you are the first black district attorney, right?
Yes.
Yeah, congratulations on that.
Thank you. Thank you.
And you know how we celebrated you, man, over the years, man. You know, first of all, just like you just said, the integrity, man. You have kept the integrity up. You don't how most people once they get in office, how they change.
Yeah.
You never change. You always had that same integrity, man. You always have, you know, it don't matter what color they are, whatever, you know.
Right.
You the same with it. And man, for that, we appreciate you.
Well, you know, I appreciate it. I recognize that, you know, you're only as good as the people that support you.
Yeah.
You know, in the end of the day, it's not about you.
Yeah.
It's about the people that support you. You can't do good government if you're not in office.
Yeah.
You only get in office through having support.
Yeah.
And I recognize that. And I think, honestly, you know, I've learned that through time that these positions or being in positions of leadership can change, especially if you've never tasted it before.
Yeah.
For me, you know, being young, never being in politics, never even wanted to be in politics, you know, God kind of blessed me with kind of prepping me for it. You know, playing basketball, people saying, you're not big enough, you're never going to play varsity basketball at Jackson Hole.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got to jail, and I started as a freshman, only varsity.
Oh, really?
Only played 2 B team games and got moved up immediately.
Yeah.
You never get a full scholarship to a college. Got a full scholarship to Alabama State, played 4 full years.
Yeah.
So being a leader in that arena and being a leader on a college campus, you know, kind of being in those positions, kind of being popular in that environment, kind of makes you understand and compartmentalize things where in this position, you know, I understand that at the end of the day, you know, one day people can love you and the next day, you have a great game, people can love you. Have a bad game, the media don't like you. I've lived that from high school to college to now. So it just gives me a different perspective on things, you know. You know, I tell people all the time, leadership is not about being right. It's about making things right. And those are 2 separate things.
Man.
That I think sometimes leaders don't understand. It's not you right.
Yeah.
I'm the leader, I gotta be right. No, the question is, in being right, are you making things right for other people? And for me, that's the most important thing.
And I think, in my opinion, man, a lot of people's opinion, right, you have done that, man. I don't hear nothing but good, you know, when I mention your name or when I'm around you, man. Nobody's had nothing bad to say because you always fair, and I like that, man. I mean, like you said, when a lot of people get in office, man, well, you didn't say, I'm saying, when a lot of people get in office, they change.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
They can need you all they want and put your signs in the windows and on your car and all that stuff. But once they get in office, they change. And, you know, like I said, man, you didn't do that, man. You've been 10 toes down, man. Listen, when the politicians mess with you, when corporate America mess with you,
right,
and when the street dudes mess with you,
right,
you got to be all right.
Hey, man, I just try to be who I am. I'm not going to let the position change me.
Yeah.
No matter how much people say it should.
Yeah.
You know, people ask me all the time, you know, why you always going out and speaking in schools? You know, you're already in the office now. Yeah. You know, why are you going out and doing this? Why are you doing second chance job fair? Why are you doing the Helping Families initiative to deal with chronic absenteeism in school? Mm-hmm. Why would you do that from the DA's office perspective? Mm-hmm. You know, again, because, you know, the community I'm from, I just understand the importance of leaders being present. Mm-hmm. And also the importance of leaders doing things that are kind of unorthodox. So, man, you know, people see me everywhere. I don't walk around with 5 security guards, and you know, because I just feel like, you know, at the end of the day, no matter if I'm somewhere where people say, well, it's quote unquote street guys, or I'm somewhere. I mean, half the time I know them guys too. I'm from that community, and half the time I feel more safe there. You know, I mean, so for me, it's just one of those things where I just pride myself on just being me, never changing, not letting the position change me, but hopefully changing the position for the better.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you ever decide to not do this again, man, hopefully we'll get somebody that's fair and not political.
Right.
I wasn't gonna say, I'm gonna say this anyway. when my daughter got shot at that fair out in Center Point, man, you was the second person to call me.
Right.
Man, that meant the world to me.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
I know you and your daughter's relationship, man, and I know you, of course, we're friends, and we were friends before I became DA.
Yeah.
But I just know your heart, and I know I got a daughter. I just know how that impacts a person.
Oh man,
and I didn't call you as DA or anything. I called you just brother to brother.
Yeah.
You know, just to say, man, you know, you need anything, I'm there.
Yeah, and
you need to talk, I'm there.
Really,
whatever you need, I'm there. You know, if you need to know how this process works, I'm there. Whatever you need, I'm there. Yeah. And I want you to know you weren't alone. Yeah. And sometimes I think as men, especially African American men, we don't have enough people to reach out and just say, hey man, you need me, I'm there.
You know the saying, men have to cry in the dog.
Amen. Yeah. That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right. So that was important to me, man, to to make sure after I heard about it, to reach out and let you know you weren't alone, that I was there for you, just as a friend, as a brother. And if you need anything, hey man, I'm there. And to me, that was the most important thing that I could do at that time.
I really appreciate it, man. It was genuine, you know what I'm saying? You ain't turned back since, man. And you know, that's what families need, you know, somebody who cares, because we got so much going on in this day and time. So they need somebody who cares, and you know, hey, people like you and you know different people around, man, they really appreciate that.
Right.
You can't bring the family member back, but just that the fact that you reached out.
Yeah. It's and you know, I lost my brother to gun violence. I tell people all the time, you know, my little brother was murdered, and I live with that all the time. You know, and it never goes away. You just kind of compartmentalize things, and then you understand that, you know, you live in their memory. You're motivated to live for them, and if you believe in the afterlife, then you know that they're in a better place, and that's what I hold on to. That he's up there making a better place for me, you know, and that gives a different perspective for me. But you know, it's always tough. It's always tough. But you know, now I just live to make him proud, make our family name proud, make my mom proud, you know, keep her motivated, keep her uplifted, and also keep the community uplifted, man. And it's a heavy lift, you know, but nobody but a few people ever just sometimes just reach out to me and say, you do it all the time. You say, hey, man, what you doing? You want to go do lunch? Just to talk. More people call me when they're at their worst time, when they need something. You know, and but you know, there are a couple of people and guys who I know who I grew up with, that just call. Say, man, you good? You surviving? Your mind good? You know?
I just call her up. You like, man,
I appreciate it, man.
You know what I'm saying? It's like being shared pet with. We'll do it. We go to lunch. You know what I'm saying? So
it means a lot. It means a lot. It means a lot. It really does.
You know, like just like you say, you lost your brother gun violence, right?
Right.
So I have seen people in your position, judges, like because they lost someone, they get bitter. And they take it out on everybody else. Take it out on the community. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
For me, I always tell people, as a young lawyer, I surrounded myself with a lot of wiser guys who practiced law for a long time. Judge Houston Brown, Judge Clyde Jones when I was young. They weren't even judges then. I just hung around their law office. And one thing they used to always say constantly was, every case stands on its own merits. And what that meant, that every case is different. Every circumstance is different. And once I became the DA, Judge Brown told me something that's very, because he's a mentor of mine. Him and Judge Jones. Judge Brown said this to me. He said, at this point forward, he said, you don't have the luxury of emotions anymore. You got the burden of proof. And what he meant was, you can't get emotional. You can't afford to get emotional. Because when you get emotional, and you have the ultimate power in the county, you're the DA. If you want tomorrow to indict anybody, whether it's a mayor, a congressperson, a judge, you're the only person that can do it. A judge can't arrest you, Danny, but you can go and arrest a judge today. He says, so you don't have the luxury of emotions anymore. You got the burden of proof, meaning you have to separate emotions, look at the law, and look at the facts. That's your job. No matter how you feel, no matter what the public feels like, because if you get emotional, innocent people go to prison because you're emotional. You get tired until not looking at the facts, but you just want to satisfy everybody. If the facts ain't there, it's just not there. When a family come to your office,
honestly, that's what I was thinking about.
And it's difficult, man. It's difficult to look a family in the face.
You got to be a strong person. You got to be a God-fearing person.
Amen.
To look a mama in her face and she just breaking down crying.
It's difficult, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Difficult, man.
Like
it's difficult.
Mahogany, Gail, my friend. Gail Malice, my friend.
That's difficult, man.
Yeah.
I mean, those situations, even like that, it's difficult. You know, and people, people oftentimes just ask, each and every day, it's a huge county. And, my office is the largest office in the state. And we handle the most cases by far than any other DA's office in the state. The next largest DA's office in the state is I think now it's in Huntsville. Okay. And he has 23 deputy DAs. I have almost 50. They do a grand jury. Once every 6 months. We do 15 grand juries a year. We do 2 grand juries 3 times a month in the same month. We do 350 cases on our grand jury sessions within 1 week. So I mean, it's a lot. But I truly believe, man, that although it's a very difficult job, I was in Publix yesterday. I made some. When people saw it, I posted. I made my green.
Yeah, I've been meaning to tell you, man. I said something one time.
All my buddies be acting.
Hey, I was like, Dan, you gonna make me come at you? I get down in the kitchen now.
I heard you get out there.
Oh yeah, I get down in the kitchen for real.
Hey, y'all hit podcast, y'all. We gonna have a cook-off.
We got a cook-off.
All right.
Listen, we got a cook-off. We got a roast off, barbecue off. Hey, I get down in the kitchen.
You get down in there?
What?
Oh, man.
Yeah, I get down in the kitchen.
Do you really?
Yes, for real, seriously.
I tell you what. I know at some point, Big Walt Wilson gonna be looking. He have a chili cook-off. So last year, guess who won it? Yours truly.
Yeah.
Then he had a grill, like it was grilling chicken and barbecue and stuff. Yeah. Who won it? Yours truly.
That's cool, because I wasn't in there. Yeah, I'm telling you this. I'm serious. Listen. So you ever see me feed every year?
I have. Yes, I have.
I cook all that food, Dave.
Do you really?
I cook all that food. Wow. And the reason I cook all the food, because, 1 or 2 times, and I've been doing it for 9 years.
You've been doing it a long time.
1 or 2 times, I had people say, I'm going to make this, I'm going to make that. And then they, you know what, I was going to do that, but this came up. So I never wanted to be in that position again. So I cook and I overcook, but I do all that food myself. And you see, I cook the meat fresh.
No, you do. You've been doing that a long time.
Yeah. So
I thought you were going to buy it from somebody who grilled it.
No,
you do it yourself.
Listen, I stay up all night cooking collard green, cornbread, everything that you see. I stay up all but I like my meat. I don't want the meat to be like cooking on Tuesday and then we gonna feed these. I want everything to be whatever they eat. Because one year I had the grill full of shrimp, steak, chicken, ribs, pork chop. They said, "You finna get?" I said, "They eat what I eat."
That's right.
Yeah. And we have a sit down dinner. Ain't no standing in line.
No, that's good, man.
Yeah, but I cook all that food.
That is. And
let me see. You better ask Chris Shepard. You better ask William Bond. I had. So every year, don't nobody have nothing to do on New Year's Day.
Right.
I'm probably gonna get myself in trouble on this.
I want y'all listen up now.
I had a brunch on New Year's Day.
Oh man.
I had a brunch on New Year's Day.
People don't know about it.
But they didn't know it. But the reason I did like that because I wanted to feed the people that volunteered with me on Christmas Christmas Day.
Right.
Yeah, we had on Christmas Day, so I wanted to feed the people that volunteered with me. Yeah. Whenever you're ready,
I think, you know what?
we can have a cook-off.
I think that's something, man, that I want to do. I'm gonna get with you, man. I think I'm gonna partner with you. We're gonna feed the homeless. I'm gonna partner with you.
Man, I would love to, man.
I'm gonna partner with you. I'm gonna partner with you. We're gonna do it.
We did it I'm on foot soldier.
Right.
Ms. Paulette Porter.
Right.
That's our chairman.
Right.
Our foot soldier organization. So I did it that this year, man. It was nice, man. We had the people, man. I had volunteers, and we had so much food. Oh my gosh, and man, we had so much food, man. I had to. Usually I stop about 1.
Right.
So I can, we can go and get cleaned up and stuff. I usually start early in the morning. I probably start barbecuing 4 or 5, but it was storming, so it looked like a tornado, right?
Really?
Man, it was storming so bad. I was like, man, regardless, I'm still gonna feed these people, right?
Yeah, that's good.
Man, I usually stop about 1, so I can get everybody back. Because families usually eat about 3. So I wanted all my volunteers to be gone by 3. But I had a couple people that hung around. They was like, man, I ain't got nothing to do. I was like, I ain't got nothing to do. Man, we didn't get through feeding at 4:30.
Wow. Now, what did you do at this time?
I mean, it's at the foot soldiers office.
At the foot soldiers office?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, but I was trying to I was trying to get the LR Hall. I like to keep it like right around the same kind of like area,
right?
because I used to do it out of my barber shop.
That's what I thought.
And so I wanted to get to Boutwell because we had a award ceremony, and I saw how they had it set up, and I was like, man, this would be perfect. It ain't nothing for me to get a van, shuttle, and get them, get them come that way. So, yeah, man, I would love to partner with you, man. I've had some great people partner with me, man, over the years. Like a lot of organizations, a lot of like Mayor Bell, Mayor Woodfin. I had a lot of people partner with me. Just come and just help out.
Right.
I had I don't know if you know Dr. Selwyn Vickers.
Yeah.
He came. He was my church member. Yeah.
Okay.
And he came and he had some other stuff to do, but he came. He cut up pies and set up, and you know what I'm saying. Just Judge Cook. Man,
Really?
she come every year.
Right.
She just didn't make this year. I forgot to tell her, but
Right.
yeah, man. So,
Let me know, man. We'll do it.
Yeah, man.
We'll do it.
So, man, look, man, I ain't gonna hold no more of your time. I know you got some other cases you got to go handle. But, man, I want to thank you, man, for coming, man, and always supporting me, man. I'm gonna always support you, man. Just being a good friend for real,
man. Anytime, man.
Yeah.
This is great, man. I mean, I'm proud of you, man.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. We just trying to work on it.
Yeah, well, the bigger you get, man, don't forget to have me back.
Hey, man,
Don't forget to have me back.
Listen, man, I hope to have you back again, man. You one of the most powerful men in the city.
You let me know.
Yeah,
you
man.
tell me, and I'm here. You
Yeah.
just let me know.
Yeah, and we try, we try to keep it short and smooth,
Right.
And then we just talking, but yeah, man, I really appreciate it.
You tell me, and I'm here. All you gotta do is let me know, and I'm here. And maybe we can do one. Listeners got some questions. We can do that.
Okay,
we can do that next time.
I plan on doing
How about
some Zoom and all of that.
How about we do that?
Okay,
We'll
we
question
can do
and
that.
answer
We
thing.
can do that.
All right, that'll work.
Hey, I want to thank you all for tuning in, for always liking and sharing. Tell your friends about us, you know what I'm saying? And continue to support the district attorney, one of the most powerful men in the city. Continue to support him, man. I mean, in the country, and in the state, and in the county. But continue to support him, keep him lifted up in prayer, and man, I love the way Mom always supports you, man.
Hey, man.
She always does.
I tell her all the time, I'm truly a mama's boy.
Yeah.
And again, I mean, shout out to my mom, because I know at some point she'll see this.
Yeah.
And I tell people, every time I get an award, it's not my award, it's hers.
Yeah.
Because without her,
yeah.
It wouldn't be possible for me coming out of incident and being a single parent home. So,
I know you got
hundreds
of awards.
Man, I'm grateful for her, man. Yeah. I'm grateful for her, though, man. I mean, it's a blessing, man. And again, I'm just grateful, man.
Yeah. Man, I would love to come see your award and just look all around. I know you got just everywhere.
Man, come
by the office. Build a whole new room for awards.
Man, come by the office.
Yeah.
And, come by there.
Yeah.
Come by there. We'll do it.
Well, shout out to our sponsors, Green Acres Chicken Downtown, Green Acres Ensley.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to our partners, Tires, Blaze Hooper Lounge, and Your Chef Surf and Turf. And thank you. Shout out to you. We really appreciate you again. Thank you.